Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ryan and Erin Wells with Flow Real Estate Photography in OKC. And we're just going to come on live. Again, I kind of mentioned before, if you caught us last time, we're recording some of these videos, but we're doing it through Facebook Live. We're recording the videos so that we can start building up a resources page for you. And so if you're listening right now, you might be checking out the audio version of this. You might be checking out the video, maybe on YouTube, or you might be joining us live right here on Facebook. But today we're going to talk about really the importance of being ready, right? We're going to talk about specifically why real estate agents in Oklahoma City should be helping their homeowners get their houses ready for pictures, right?
Right.
That's what we're going to talk about. So basically, we're just going to kind of share some stories. So, Erin and I, we've been doing real estate photography now for many years, about 7 years or so. And if there's one thing that we've learned is there's a big difference between the realtors' listings when the realtors prepare the home for photos versus when they leave it up to the homeowner to get stuff done, right?
Right.
I can think of situations where we've gone into a house and we're there to take pictures, right? So, we've prepared, we've learned how to do the photos. We've made sure all of our equipment is there and correct. We've done all of our preparations. So we show up on time, we look nice, all that kind of stuff. We greet the client, but then we walk in to find out that guess what? They're moving stuff around, right? What does that do to the appointment just immediately when the photographer walks in and that's kind of what they see?
I think it changes the atmosphere or the expectation of how the shoot's going to go, how the photos are going to turn out, that kind of a thing. Because walking in, say if it's still being cleaned or still things that need to be done, I know for myself when I go into a shoot, I automatically are like, oh no, this is going to take a lot longer than it needs to, and then sometimes it gets myself in like a mood of like, oh man, I have to wait for all this, and then I know too the homeowner, they're still having to rush, and so their mindset is already like, oh my gosh, the photographer's here and I'm not ready, so it just causes that like tension or whatever, that weird feeling of like, oh my gosh, I have someone here standing watching me, that kind of a thing.
Right, and like you said, it just kind of sets that tone for the whole appointment. When we walk in and the house isn't ready for everybody. And so, in a perfect world, the way that it would work, and we've got tools and tips and all this kind of stuff that we would help you with. But in a perfect world, the way that it would work is, if you're a real estate agent, you would want to make sure that the day before the photo shoot that you followed up with your client to make sure that they know that the photo shoot's happening that next day, right? But don't just leave it there. Don't just remind them of the time and expect them to know what being ready means, right? Share that photo prep checklist that's on our website. Share it with your clients. Let them know, hey, here are the things that you need to do specifically. People respond well if you give them a list of things to do, right? And because they can check it off, right, as they go. And that's very helpful. But part of being ready is it's that phone call 24 hours at least in advance, right? They've known about the photo shoot probably for several days, but now it's the reminder. And then the next thing would be you want to show up to the photo shoot. First of all, let's just say this: you want to show up to that house to make sure that it's ready. Doesn't mean you have to be there at the same time as the photographer. We're big boys and girls. We can do our job. You don't have to be there or anything like that if you don't want to, but you do need to go and physically see that house to make sure that it meets your standards. Because let's talk about this. What happens when, like, let's say we arrive on time to take photos, but the realtor gets there 15 to 20 minutes after the appointment time, and then there's some changes that needs to be made. What does that do?
We have to, reshoot those areas when it could have already been done.
And sometimes we're finished with the whole house.
Oh yeah, there's been occasions, yeah. And so then, the photographer like has to reshoot, and then it's causing them to be, late to their next appointment, and it causes the homeowner even has to wait because they thought it was ready, that
Sure.
kind of thing.
And so we're talking about really real estate photography in Oklahoma City, how to make sure that you're ready. And the biggest thing to take away from this is you want to make sure that your listings are ready. And so, again, situations we run into. There was a situation that, we kind of joke about in the office. And if you're watching, sorry, no offense, but it's a particular realtor that would move this pillow, like one pillow, from room to room. And they wouldn't let us, like, we would shoot the room and they would say, oh, you know what, I think I want to put that pillow there. And then we'd go get the pillow and they'd put the pillow there. And we would have to, honestly, we shot the house, it was an 1,800 square foot house. Should have taken us literally 20 minutes. And that's doing a great job getting way more than enough photos. But it took us about an hour and 10 minutes. And I know that because we were late to the next appointment, right? And so it's not all about us, but here's what it is about. It's about if you're ready, the appointment will go smoother when you have real estate photography done in the Oklahoma City area. And so, all right, what happens, because it does happen, if the realtor shows up an hour early, and they kind of walk into a hot mess where they know there's no way that this house is going to be ready. How do we handle it? How does Flow Real Estate Photography handle those kind of situations?
So the best situation would be like if you arrive an hour early and you arrive early and that house is not going to be ready when the photographer arrives. We suggest rescheduling, and even if it's like the photographer is arriving at the house, like that's the appointment time, we would prefer to reschedule just because it's going to save you time, the realtor, it's going to save the homeowner time, and then it's going to save us time, because we would prefer to reschedule. That way, whenever the house is ready, we know when we arrive it's ready. The homeowner and you all know it's ready when we arrive. So that would be the best situation, or is that the word? Yeah, the situation would be to reschedule, and we can reschedule sometimes even later in the day. There might be an opening, or the next day. And it saves, because a lot of times if we would shoot it as it was, you're going to have us come back for that reshoot when we could have just done it all in that very first appointment, and just saves everybody time, because we know you don't want to have to come back out and meet us again to reshoot it. So I think the best option is to reschedule. We don't charge to reschedule.
No, we never charge any kind of fee to reschedule for any reason. Look, we get it. You're busy as a real estate agent, and there's so many things that you do. We want to make sure, honestly, we're trying to save you time and us time all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
That's powerful right there. You time and us time all at the same time. That's exciting. So let's talk about tools. So we have, and what we're working on, part of this video right here, honestly, this discussion that we're having is a part of a resources page that we're building on our new website. And we'll be, kind of announcing that July the 1st. If you did some searching, you could find it. But, and we're going to be launching some new promotions and stuff. But part of that is, we're going to have policies in place that our photographers will know, where if they show up to a house and it's definitely not ready for photos, and, you're carrying a box of staging items and it looks like, you're about to work on staging while the photographer's there, like we're going to just reschedule the appointment kind of thing, because again, we want to be able to knock it out in one photo shoot, right? There's no reason that you can't get there an hour early to get the house staged. And so that'll be the expectation. But we're super excited. So tools, the resources page is going to be a tool for you. Another one specifically about having houses ready for pictures is our photo prep checklist. And it comes in two versions, the website. Okay. So if you go to realestatePhotoPrep.com, that's realestatePhotoPrep.com, you will see our online version of the checklist where it goes through the outside, exterior, front of the house. Here's the things you need to remove. Get rid of the water hose. Remove garbage cans, right? This is not stuff, by the way, this is not stuff that a photographer does. They mash buttons, right? They take pictures. This is things that a homeowner needs to do to have their house ready for pictures. So it's things like that. It goes through the interior of the house, starting at the front door. Things like you will want to hide dog bowls, trash cans. You'll want to make sure and close toilet lids, right? That's not, people don't think of that as something normally, but you want to make sure and do that. We'll go through what to do in the backyard. Look, the big idea, guys, is we want to try to answer every question that a homeowner would have about what do I need to do to get my house ready. We want to answer that for them, and we've done it in a website, it's realestatePhotoprep.com, and then you can also on flow.photos, if you go to Photo Prep, you can download the PDF. Right? Have I been yelling this whole time?
I don't know.
I just sort of realized that my volume level was way up here. It's probably because I'm super excited, right?
And we're driving. Louder.
So if you want, go to flow.photos, www.flow.photos. And I'm getting a new website and the old website mixed up. But if you click Photo Prep, you can download that checklist, PDF style. But anyway, Erin, was there anything else that you wanted to add about that?
I'm trying to think. No, I mean, that Photo Prep checklist is very, very handy. We have sent it to realtors. They'll request it. I'll email you the link for it where you can download it and print it off and put it in your listing presentation packet. So when you go to that listing and you get that listing and you hand them a packet like, hey, this is what is expected, it is great to give that to them because they can check it off. They can put it on the refrigerator and know that, hey, I'm doing the living room today. This is what I need to look at. Because we have a lot of times where you have the children's rooms have their personal names and stuff on them, or throughout the house you have tons of family photos. It's best to remove those, and that is on that list, because we've had a couple of times where we've shot the house, and then when we send the photos, the seller's like, hey, can you blur those photos, those personal photos? I don't want people seeing our family photos.
Yeah.
So much easier just to remove them, because you're going to be removing them because you're selling the house anyways. Because to me, when we blur it out, it kind of makes the photo look funny. Because
it stands out.
Photos all over the wall, and the faces are blurred.
And so people pay more attention to the blurred out photos than they do.
So it's they're like, why did they blur that out?
Yeah.
And it's because it's a personal photo.
So just take them down.
Yeah, just take them down. Take your kid's name down off the wall that's over the crib or the bed. It's a lot easier just then to have to Photoshop it out, because I don't know, it's easier. They're gonna have to remove it anyway, so put it in a box, put it in the garage. They already got a box packed, ready to go.
Absolutely. So we are here, honestly, we are here to help you. So if you are you're looking for, you're checking out real estate photography in Oklahoma City, we would love for you to check out Flow Real Estate Photography. We are currently the highest rated, most reviewed photography company in all of Oklahoma. And so we're very proud of that and happy to share that with you. But look for some big things being announced on July the 1st. We're super pumped about some new things, new website, new promotions, and lots of fun. So take care. We appreciate you all.